me.
The champagne's been popped. The wine is flowing. You know where we're going. We're going on a backlot tour. I am your tour guide, Captain Jack. And it's with me always is Beans.
Or Jana, but it sounded like you said Captain Jack,
Jacques.
not Zach.
Oui.
Are you
We are jet setting now.
a French Russian vampire?
We are French Russian vampires.
I don't like this.
Talking about John Wick 3. This is a detour.
It's a detour.
What did we call it? We were like, I'm your tour guide. We're going on a detour. I had a thing. Yeah, whatever. You get it. It's a detour. We're continuing our journey with the revenge saga. I need a saga. It's John Wick 3 Parabellum. I don't really know what to do with your face right now.
Okay.
Such long silence. It's like he's hit me with lots of words that I'm not used to hearing.
Okay.
Need to wrap my head around this one real quick.
Yeah, so we watched John Wick 3. So we're taking you on a detour here.
Parabellum.
Why do you keep saying Parabellum?
That's what it's called.
John Wick 3 Parabellum?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, don't you remember, like, the end when, like, they're about to go to war in the Continental?
Mm-hmm.
He says, like, in Latin, like, I want peace, prepare for war.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's, like, the whole thing. Parabellum. He says...
All right. So...
You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, the name of the movie, the subtext is Parabellum.
All right. Well, I did take notes.
Of course you did.
So I've got my notes. I don't know what to make of my first one.
What does it say? Does it say something about dragons?
Didn't take guns if Asian guys.
Oh, when they're the knife
Oh, didn't
fights.
take guns off Asian guys. Okay.
It's
that
because
was
the knife
typo.
fights in the beginning, like when they were just throwing shit everywhere.
Yeah, so when he's like around, the Asians have come to attack him, and like they're like just throwing the knives and everything. But the two of the Asian guys clearly have guns, and he kills them. It's just like, why didn't he pick up their guns and go? I had a really big problem with that because I felt like that was out of character for John Wick. Because in previous movies, anytime like he kills someone, he takes their weapons. You know, so it's just like, why all of a sudden, especially since he doesn't have the access to the services that he did before.
Yeah, he gets cut off right away, and he doesn't have anything. So,
I did not like the ballerina's toenail peeling off. That was disgusting. I felt like I was about to vomit a little, like in my mouth.
Where he stabs the guy in the eye, and
I didn't watch that.
You hear his eye pop.
I didn't watch it, but it's honestly making my throat tighter to think about it.
What about where he breaks that guy's neck over the book in the beginning?
Oh, that's fine.
And his head just like flops like a donkey.
That's fine. But eyeball stuff I can't handle. Like I can't even like look at you take your contacts out.
Or like when I did like this.
Stop that. No, and I can't handle fingernail, toenail injuries.
Yeah, she's just like, hey, camera, check this out. I'm going to take my toenail off. And you're like, whoa, I don't need to see that. You do that in the bathroom. Don't do that here. That was your note, though? It was. I didn't like the toenails.
I did not. I think it is a little grotesque.
I mean, I think they're just showing you their dedication to their craft.
Well, yeah, and I know that happens at like runners and ballerinas and stuff. Toenails just fall off.
Maybe just don't be a ballerina. That sounds gross.
I feel like these girls didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I think they had to. I think this is, well, there's a whole show that's going to be dedicated to it, so. Not as interested in that. I'm interested in the Continental, though.
I did find it interesting that they, like in this like Russian compound or whatever that he grew up in, that they were raising the girls for like femininity and art and the boys to be fighters. And I just thought that was interesting that they weren't treating them equally because one, you would think that they would just like want assassins.
It gives you like Black Widow vibes, so
yeah,
it's very much like a Black Widow.
Yeah, but and which is one of the things too. Is just like, well, Black Widow was trained to be an assassin. Yeah. These girls are not. They're trained to be dancers.
It makes you think: is this a real thing? Is like if it's popped up a few times in movies, this trope, is this a thing that happens in Russia?
I don't know. I
Are we
also
not supposed to know
really
about it?
did not like Angelica Houston in this. She was not a pleasant woman.
Okay.
I didn't like her. And I like her.
You had a note for that. You're like, I don't like her in this.
Yeah, Angelica Houston was not a pleasant woman. I don't like her in this.
She has her hands sliced, though.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And it's just like, that's another thing. It's like, how do these people get involved in this life?
I think you're born into it. It's kind of like you have nothing else and you just go to this. Because clearly he was like an orphan, too, that grew up in that situation. And they're churning out like assassins. These assassins are everywhere, too. Like they're fucking everywhere. Even if you're homeless, you can be an assassin.
Yeah, clearly. Although they seem to have a lot of money. It's like...
Yeah, like Lawrence Fishburne had like stacks on racks on racks on racks.
And on the Lawrence Fishburne note, his jokes fell flat. I did not find them funny.
Where he's like, life's a bitch sometimes.
Any of the stuff. And it's just like...
King's gotta die, baby.
It kind of felt like they were trying to make it a little too silly. Like, I do not need comedy or laughing moments in a John Wick film. Like, I don't need it. It's a little too Marvel-y. You know, with like how Marvel's gone now. It's just like, I don't need that nonsense. Just give me John Wick doing what he does. Stop with the jokes. They're
it
not
might be
working.
just like a brief pause for levity.
I don't need that.
Because you don't really get that at all in a John Wick anyways.
That's fine.
So.
Okay, the what was she called? The adjunctor? Adjudicator. All I pictured was Lilith from Frasier, Bebe Newell, and like as Lilith.
I think it's Newell.
I don't know. But Lilith, Frasier's ex-wife. Like, that is all I could picture the whole time.
I mean, I'm curious. Like, we haven't gotten to the fourth one yet. We're gonna watch that together for the first time after this.
Which I think that one's going to be them overthrowing the high table.
Yeah, you gotta assume. I'm hoping that she gets her just dessert. Although John Wick doesn't really like have pomp and circumstance when it comes to like ending these like big bosses. Kind of like in the last one, it was like he just shot him in the Continental, and he just like pretty much like overtook Ruby Rose and just stabbed her, and then took all her shit in front of her. And I was like, baller move right there. And then this, it's like, you know, actually there's a long scene with like the other, like the assassin. So like with his henchman and him. So it was like a long, and he's like, I'll be seeing you, John. He's like, no, you won't.
Yeah.
I think you're still hoping that Common's just going to show up.
Well, that's my
fourth.
next note.
Common. Where's Common?
Why no Common? Question mark.
He's probably still healing from being stabbed in the heart.
I guess that was just a few days earlier.
I think it was a day earlier.
So I'll excuse him on that one. But Keanu, I 100% expect Common to be in John Wick 4.
What about the dog scene? You said it was too long for your taste.
It was way too long for my taste. But I do respect Halle Berry more now for killing the man who tried to kill her dog, which...
She didn't kill him. He's alive.
I said trying to kill the man.
Oh. I mean, he's the dog mutilated his genitals and she shot him in the leg.
She shot him in the genitals. And then she shot him in the leg.
Those dogs are going to town on people, though. They were just like, I'm just going to eat you guys left and right.
Yeah, but that scene was like way too long, and I don't know.
I like the scene because it was just kind of over the top crazy because like you just never see dogs used like that.
But also on that note, why wouldn't John Wick let her kill him? You know, is very out of character, especially considering how all this started for him.
I think he's still like at that point he was still initially trying to make amends and find a way to fix everything. And I think by that
I don't care. It's still the same principle.
I don't know. I mean, we don't know what's going on in his head. Cuz like he was like I'm not here to kill this guy. And then they end up killing everybody in there except for him. And then just go to the desert and just wander around and be like, I guess I'll find this guy and chop off my finger for you.
I did have a question about, can swords actually go through skulls the way that they showed?
Like, when they were just stabbing the guys. If you have a sharp enough sword, I'm sure it could.
Well, swords are typically made for slicing,
Yeah.
not stabbing.
The amount of sharpening that goes into those and like the points and stuff, you could get them pretty sharp.
The skull is too thick.
It's probably not gonna work like that. I think it could go in. I don't know about exiting like that easily, but I don't know. Maybe there's a Mythbusters about that.
Oh, that's not a Mythbusters.
They did like a Mythbusters like style video on like those jackets actually for being bulletproof. I need to watch that to see if that's actually legit. Like if that's possible. I think it is.
If it is, I'm sure that like all like government officials wear those.
I mean,
if not, they're being foolish.
You're being foolish.
Okay, so the bit.
How many notes do you have?
Don't worry about it.
I'm not worrying about it.
Okay, so that room that they're in, where Martin is.
You didn't like the mirror rooms. You don't like the glass rooms. You're just like, why do you have?
Wait, his name's Winston.
Winston. You keep calling him Martin for some reason. Why do you call him Martin?
I don't know.
Who's Martin? Martin Crane?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's because we're watching Frasier.
Probably.
You're like, I like him. He's like a dad.
He is like a dad.
He's Blackbeard.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me want to watch that Pirates again.
I think more people would know him from like Deadwood. I think he's in that.
I never saw that. Anyways, I hated that room, and I hated that they did that fight scene in that room because it was like the House of Mirrors all over again, and it feels like just such a cheap trick. Like, I don't.
I really
like
just
that.
wanted to hear Cheap Trick just now when you did that. Like all of a sudden, it's like.
You didn't know what you were looking for.
Shout out to Cheap Trick.
Okay, and
this is the airing of the grievances right here.
The Asian assassin and how he's like such a huge.
I'm a huge fan, John. We're the same.
That was so dumb. All the fangirling was just so fucking dumb. Like, I hated it. It made me so angry. It's like, that's not realistic. Like, that is so stupid. Why are you going to have this guy like fangirl all over John Wick? It's just weird. I don't like it. And it didn't come off naturally either. It's just like, why would this guy try to kill this other man that he just like fully like respects and admires? It made no damn sense.
They all respect each other in this game, but they just know what's up.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know how it works, but you got
I don't think you try to kill somebody you respect. It's just my opinion. Happy people don't kill their husbands.
What?
Everybody else.
Are they married?
No, Legally Blonde.
Oh.
Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and happy people just don't kill their husbands.
This is like when I do a drop a line from like a movie that I like, and then you're like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "Oh, it's from this," and you're like,
"Okay."
You're just like, here's a Legally Blonde one for you. I'm like, "Okay."
I don't fully remember what I'm talking about here in this note.
I love that.
So maybe you can help me remember. The way the two Asian fighters died at the end, it was weird.
Where he killed both of them. Actually, did they even die?
I don't know. I still don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't think they died. Actually, maybe. No, wait.
Okay, well, I didn't like something.
Of issues. This is your least favorite, you said.
I don't like, again,
of the three.
I don't like all the jokes. It was way less serious. There was no suspense, and I just didn't care about anything that happened in the movie.
Weird.
Just did not care.
You're insane.
To sum up my thoughts, this one was trash.
Wow.
This one was absolute trash. It makes me angry how terrible this movie was for all the John Wick movies. Like, I have certain expectations.
So your order goes
for John Wick.
1, 2, 3?
Yes.
Huh, interesting.
This was garbage.
See, I like this one the most.
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
Luda.
I would have been happy if he had shown up in Common's place.
Just all of a sudden, Ludacris shows up and it just turns into a fast
man.
Wick. Fast Wick crossover. He has a car.
He does have a car.
Kind of.
And Don's all about family.
With family. That's his brother. He shows up. Dominique Toretto shows up as his brother in the next one.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh my God, if that happened, I'd be upset.
Okay, for For the John Wick movies, first one, 10 out of 10. Like, second one, we'll say 7, 8 out of 10. This one's like a 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
For John Wick scale. For overall movie scale, comparing it to everything else I've ever watched.
9 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Wow, this is
I hated it. I never want to watch this one again.
You're foolish.
You're foolish for thinking this is good.
No.
I did not enjoy it.
I don't even know.
I did not enjoy it.
I can't even look at you right now, Dale.
It was awful. Like, I was so bored watching that movie.
I don't know what to say to this. This is. I don't think anyone's lives are ever going to be the same ever again.
This place is trash.
This place is trash. I mean, I don't know what to say. I liked a lot of things about this movie.
Yeah. Tell me what you like. What do you like?
I liked
I want to tear it down.
I'm not even going to say anything because now you're just like.
No, I want to know why you like this movie.
No, I'm not even going to talk about this because now you're just like, I'm going to shit on whatever you say.
Okay, I did not say it like that.
You
My
said
Southern did not come out.
If you closed your eyes, you'd be like, is there a twin of mine in this room? That's what you would have said.
That was not at all what I did.
You'd be like, I hate everything about this movie. This is the worst movie I've ever seen. That's what you sounded like. It's exactly what you sounded like. You're like, this movie is a piece of shit. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Legally Blonde's better.
It is better.
Whatever.
It's so much better. Legally Blonde, 8 out of 10. Maybe 9.
Whatever. It didn't have any suspense.
Legally Blonde had suspense.
So do we think at the end, back on track to not shitting all over the movie, when Winston shoots him, is that part of the plan? Or is he gone rogue? I feel like he just knew he was going to survive and get away that way in order to keep the Continental.
I think it was part of the plan.
Because, I mean, he fell pretty hard.
He did fall hard.
That's like Christian Bale, Batman Begins, jumping across the thing and being like, oh, shit.
But I also think Winston knew that he'd survive and that the ground homeless people would be there to get him.
He's like, hey, Jason Mantzoukas, pick that shit up.
Yeah.
Take him to Lawrence Fishburne, who is somehow still alive from getting sliced open.
I also think it was weird that Lilith was just like hanging out in the hotel.
Yeah,
during the fight.
I definitely think that was dangerous for her to be there.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're worried about John Wick going rogue, you're in danger. He obviously killed everybody.
Plus, they're like shooting up the building and like, I mean, they could have put explosives in there. You don't know how crazy they're going to be.
I don't think there's ever been an explosive in any of them.
First time for everything, baby.
I mean, it is like the Fast and Furious where they amp it up every movie. So I can only imagine the next one's going to be more amped up. So we'll see. I heard it's the best. Although by your standards, I don't know what to think if you're like, I hated everything. I don't even know what to say.
What did you like?
I liked the whole thing.
What were your favorite parts?
I liked the...
I know you liked the fangirling.
I didn't care about that.
Oh, you seemed pretty pumped about it when you told me.
I don't think I'm talking because you're just going to be like, that sucked. Whatever I say, you're going to be like, that sucked. That's stupid.
I won't say it sucked
No,
or stupid.
you've already said it to be like this. You're like, whatever you say, I'm going to say that fucking sucks.
I just want to know.
You said, whatever you say, I'm going to tear it down. I'm like, well, then I'm not going to fucking say anything.
Well, you need to tell our listeners what you like.
I liked the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, but what about it?
I liked everything.
What about it?
I liked the fight scenes. I liked the pacing. I liked the action sequences. I liked everyone in it. I thought everyone pulled their weight fine. I thought it was capital.
Halle Berry did better than I expected.
Real top drawer. I like the expansion of the lore of this underground world that they've created.
The expansion was nice. That you see
I
it's like
I
everywhere.
like seeing where he came from, and they had to go back there for help. I liked how he went to Casablanca and did a little more jet setting. I liked how he went to this crazy, weird castle compound and had a giant dog fight and killed everybody. Like I wandered through the desert, and I cut off his finger and give his ring back to this guy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't like that they cut off his finger.
I know for a fact that the next one, the first thing he does is get his ring back, I think.
I thought you were going to say get his finger back.
Get his finger back. It's all gross and shit. But he's like, I liked that one. I liked him having to, scrounge by and get shit he needed to get. Do his thing. I liked him getting back to the Continental. I liked him teaming up with Winston. I liked him going down to the cellar and getting guns and fighting with Lance Reddick and just being like, hey, we need to come back in here and get some shotguns to blow these guys' heads off because they're wearing too much body armor. They started blowing everyone's faces off. That was fucking cool. Then they're like, all right, we're going to have an assassin fight. We're going to do that shit. Then assassin fight happens. He kills everybody. And he's like, all right, now we're going to go here. And he's like, hey, Winston, are you doing a parlay? He's like, you're fucking right, I'm doing a parlay. I'm getting my hotel back. And she's like, I guess we got to kill you. Boom, falls. Jason Mantzoukas comes by. He's like, take talk, Mr. Wick. I'm going to take you to Lawrence Fishburne. Here you go. Matrix reunited. Boom. End of movie. Solid. 5 out of 5. Drops the mic. Walks away.
I like how we're rating on different scales.
I'm rating on Schrute Bucks. Stanley Nichols.
How many unicorns does it get?
What's this conversion rate? I give it 7 thumbs up.
I don't like it.
I get it. You don't like it. I don't like it.
The first two were so much better.
They tried to make me laugh.
Especially the first one.
First one's classic.
I don't mind, like, it's just not a movie that I should be laughing in. Unless I have serious psychological problems.
Final thoughts, I guess you already gave them. You're like, I fucking hate this shit.
It's trash.
You're like, it's trash. I don't like anything about it.
I like that Keanu is in it. And Martin. And the concierge guy. And the pit bull.
Martin. Winston.
I like them. I did like the camaraderie.
I don't know Lance Reddick's character's name. I don't ever feel like they say it. I like the camaraderie when they go back into the room and get shotguns because they're like, we need something with like armor piercing here. They're like, we need just giant shotguns.
Also,
what else do you hate?
What was like the deal about like when Lilith was going to when she first went to the Asian guy's like sushi market or whatever?
Yeah.
And he gave her like blowfish and it's just like it's deadly, you know, or whatever. And she just eats it. Like, what was that about?
I think it was like him saying like, if you don't prepare this right, it could be deadly. And like most people be like, well, I don't want to risk that. And she's just like, I'm going to eat it. I don't care. I'm not scared of that shit.
All right. That was dumb then.
Yeah. It was character development done poorly because it's like,
I guess.
You already don't like this girl. You already don't like her.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't need to see her like.
I like how they're doing. They seem
sushi.
to have like one female in each movie that is just like god awful.
What was in the first one?
Mockingbird.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Whatever her name is. Paladiki.
Pickles.
Adrian.
Pickles. Adrian Pickles.
No, it's not Pickles. So they had her.
Palecki.
Something like that.
We're saying the same thing.
And then in the second one, you know, it was
Ruby
Rose. And then this one, it's Lilith.
Yeah. I like how we just come to like terms and be like,
Well,
it's just
I don't think she says her name, does she?
I'm
not going to say so. Educator, abductor, or whatever
Adjudicator.
it is. Adjudicator. Every
abductor.
time.
Abduction. Oh, man, we need to do abduction.
Lilith is just what I'm going to call her.
Lilith. I mean, it's going to be easier for the next one because I'm sure she's probably in it.
She probably dies.
No, she's the best character. All right. That's my final thought. I liked it. You hated it. Whatever.
I like the pigeons.
That's the takeaway. I like pigeons. Wind mice.
They're beautiful.
You see flying rats. I see the internet. That's what he says.
Yep.
You're like, don't make me laugh, Lawrence Fishburne. I like pigeons.
He likes pigeons too.
He
We're on
loves
the same page.
pigeons. He fucking loves pigeons.
You know what I'd give to hold a pigeon like he does?
$3?
Maybe like 10.
10. Maybe like 10.
Yeah.
All right. Well, take us home. J-Dubs 3, Parabellum.
There's a great, big, pretty okay tomorrow.
Shining at the end of every day.